The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Friday morning, always love to catch up with my guy. Does a tremendous job after me each and every weekday morning at 10 a.m. here on 77 WABC. Brian Kilmeade, also, of course, part of that Fox and Friends crew and his own amazing show, my favorite show on Fox News, 10 p.m. Sunday nights, One Nation. Brian coming to us live this morning from Houston, not because he's there for the Yankee-Astros game tonight. The Yankees taking that 6-game win streak and 2 consecutive series sweeps over Kansas City and Boston to Houston. Not because he's going to the Yankees and Astros game tonight. Why exactly, Brian, are you in Houston, Texas on this Friday morning?
Part of a 7-city tour for year 250. Fox and Friends is going to be giving away an RV. So we're going to go to 7 different cities, have 3 finalists. Everyone's going to get an RV. These winners are going to get an RV key. It's all going to culminate where they all come to New York City. There's going to only be one key that works, and we're going to have an RV, and the person that gets that car, who starts it up, actually gets the RV. So first stop is Houston, and we're all here for it.
Oh, my God, that sounds so cool. That car starts up. Yeah, man. When that car starts up, it's kind of like a Price is Right type of thing. I just see that.
Yeah.
You're right? Like Price is Right. So, all right, that's exciting. We're getting ready to celebrate 250, and it's going to be huge here in July. Of course, it all starts really June 14th, which happens to be Flag Day and the president's birthday with that big UFC match on the lawn at the White House. So we're all excited about that. And by the way, talking about the president, I know that you're going to be heading out to the White House Correspondents' Dinner tomorrow night. So was our friend Bill O'Reilly. He was talking about it yesterday. First one for Trump. Yeah, he'll be there. First one for Trump. He's never done this. He sat out the last 5. He seems excited about it, or not really. How does he seem about this big dinner?
Well, I think the whole staff is there. They're all fanned out. I was talking to all the support team, the communications team. They've been invited by different networks to go. And they have, listen, this is his 5th opportunity, the first one he's taking. So I just think that he said, I'm going to make the most of this. I'm going to dominate this now. I mean, he went from the press just killing him every day. They're killing him, but I think, showed his power. He reorganized the whole press room. He talks to them 3 or 4 times a day. He calls them out to their face, but there's no grudges kept. So I think that at this point they all understand each other, and I think they're so smart not to get a comedian. Remember the ones who mocked Huckabee's weight? They just mercilessly go after Republicans instead of making fun of the press, which you should be doing. So now you just have this O's. I don't know if you know about him, but this is going to be phenomenal. I think they're still debating whether the president should take part in some of his antics. But, there's always a risk. You don't want to embarrass the president, but O's doesn't do that. Have you seen him on the NFL training camps, what he does? He's always featured in Hard Knocks. So I think that's a good idea. Do some entertainment that doesn't polarize.
Couldn't agree more. I think it was Seth Meyers who was hosting that dinner when Trump first won, and President Trump was like, back in 2017, no thanks. I want to get to Mamdani. I mentioned this a little while ago when I started the show. I did get a phone call yesterday from the owner of the New York Mets, and we had a great conversation. I'm not going to share all the details, but Steve Cohen and I talked for about 15 minutes. In fact, I'll be going to the Met-Yankee game on May 15th with Bill O'Reilly, and Cohen invited me to sit in the suite with him. He wants to establish, in his words, a great relationship with me. He wants to talk to me. He's interested. He does believe I speak on behalf of a lot of New Yorkers. So that was great with Steve Cohen, but he did say that, hey, the fact is the mayor in this city happens to be a very big Met fan, which is true. He is. Can't stand Mamdani, but he is a Met fan. But with that said, what a day for Mamdani yesterday. It does look like some of the people on his side are starting to turn against him And the story you sent me last night about Ken Griffin, this is exactly why, above and beyond the Jewish stuff and all that, the cop stuff, this is exactly why people are leaving New York, and smart people can't stand this guy when he starts to make people like Ken Griffin and their second homes all of a sudden something criminal, Brian Kilmeade, here in the state of New York.
Yeah, so I just love this article, this story, because it's everything that's wrong with the squad, the socialists, Bernie Sanders. Oh, these billionaires got to pay their fair share. The top 25% pay 84% of all the taxes. Oh, that's not enough? So Ken Griffin says, I cannot believe you featured me on your stupid video. And he says, listen, I have a $238 million penthouse. I bought it in New York. I pay huge taxes on it. And I'm considering, he's considering a Manhattan Tower project estimated to be $6 billion. So it's going to bring thousands of jobs to the city. And, of course, those people need housing, don't they? And don't these people go out to dinner? So this is the thing that Florida gets and Texas gets. I'll give Ken Griffin an incentive to come to my city because he will use his money to grow the city. And, my goodness, if you make a profit when you come, that's great. And he's saying, I might not bring my $6 billion project to New York City. You just mocked me. And what is wrong with getting a huge penthouse and not using it every day? I mean, since when is that criminal? So I just thought when he came out and said a lot of rich people are embarrassed. They're afraid for people to say, I'm a billionaire, except for the Trump attitude. Well, listen, I worked hard. This is me. Most don't want their wealth being brought up. So when you sit in front of his apartment and mock him, he's going to turn around and go, look, this is what this is. I would be in your city if it was more affordable. Now you're mocking me. I might not bring $6 billion. And this is the same guy with a $5.4 billion deficit and it blown a hole in his budget. So at one point, the doors closed, Sid, and does he say, what did I do? I have to turn this narrative around or I am going to fail. Do you think he says that?
I don't. I think he'd rather blow up and fail. He was just on with Kristen Welker, Meet the Press, courtesy of NBC on Sunday. He was saying, you know what, socialism, I believe now more than ever, is the right way to go. And my policies, I believe now more than ever, is the right way to go. So I think he'd rather see the city burn and go down in flames and fail than actually do something about it. Because don't forget, even if he fails, odds are, unless I run, odds are, all seriousness, he's going to win again anyway because New York votes for people, for some reason, who want to destroy this city. It is Friday. We are now just 2 days away from the big one, One Nation, 10 p.m. every Sunday night on Fox News. Great show. I love it. My favorite. What are we looking at, Brian Kilmeade, 2 days from now on One Nation?
Well, the last time the Republicans were on a roll, they were flat on their back. The guy that helped turn it around was Reince Priebus, the RNC. They won state houses, and they went back to House, and they went back to Senate, and then they got back to presidency. And now, and they were buried in debt thanks to Michael Steele and remember Mitt Romney. They were flat on their back. So I'm going to have him as my lead guest to say, 6 months left. Where do you go from here? With a war going on and everything else, he knows Trump better than anybody else. Reince Priebus is going to be with us. Got to get the brand new California Post is like the New York Post. I got the editor on. They had the huge debates out in California after the Eric Swalwell stuff. I want to talk about who's coming in front, why everyone's leaving that state. With the editor of the California Post, Jamie Lissau is going to be with us too. Peter Schweitzer is going to be with us talking about what China's doing leading up. Infiltrating into our AI world now, and what they're doing with Iran. This guy leads the charge on investigative reporting, so he's going to be with us too. Jamie Lissau is going to have some fun. So that is Sunday at 10, and we got a big radio show coming your way too right after you. We're going to be in Houston for it because we're doing, as you mentioned, a big special here for America 250. This is our first stop. So hopefully everyone will listen. And said, I will not drop the ball, I promise. And it's good to know you and Mets are on the road to recovery because I'm going to the game on Sunday.
You are? Oh, the Mets and Rockies, big one in Queens on Sunday. So when are you coming back?
So jealous.
You're coming back. Yeah, you're coming back from Texas tomorrow.
I'm going right to D.C. tonight.
Oh, right.
And I'm going to go. Yeah, and I'm going to go to the Correspondents' Dinner, a bunch of different events which I'll share with the audience. The Daily Mail party at the UK Embassy, the UTA party. I'm going to do a bunch of shoots for my new book, Uniting the States. And, of course, I'll be in Westbury with you October 17th, I believe, off the top of my head. Go to briankilmeade.com so I can see you in person in the round. which I saw Bill O'Reilly there, your good friend, and he was fantastic. And that's when I first thought, man, wouldn't it be great to be on that stage? So we're going to do that, and hopefully we'll sell that out.
Oh, man, I can't wait. All right, enjoy Houston today. October 17th sounds great. But, folks, today's going to be great. Brian does a great job after me coming up on his radio show. One Nation, his TV show, comes your way 10 o'clock on Sunday night. All right, my man, we'll talk again. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
All right, stay within yourself, Sid.
Yeah, I'll do the best I can. Brian Kilmeade coming up next, 10 o'clock, right here on 77 WABC.